Almost each CEO in contemporary story has lose congressional seats for their at first intermediate poll, a reality how Trump card has said advisors he doesn't trust definitely applies to him. The top precedence for the White's building is keeping the Republic most in the Senate. That is crucial for preservation the order of business and manufacturing court serving for the remnant of the CEOs at first period. Trump card is header there to Texas on Thursday to do which side leaders say is the top way he can assist, increase cash. He is set to blend in GOP donors over closed doors at a Houston lunch, wherever the contributions band of $5,000 per man to $100,000 per pair, that allows a image in the CEO. Yours voice in 2018 is each bit as essential as yours voice in 2016, Trump card said a collection of public Conservative Party recent 1 week. He suspended up expressive the mob, I'm not certainly I very trust how. I don't aware who the Hades wrote how link, he told to Ovation. Yet the laugh underscores a cruel true within the White's building, the CEO is already prioritization his own de-election bid more than rather than 2 year off. He is as well set to conduct a fundraiser lunch on Thursday night in Dallas to gain his campaigning and the Republic domestic board. Such events include grown the eyelids of several side loyalists, who trust Republicans should attention on 2018 up his de-election in 2020. Red country blood pressure yet, aides tell, Trump card is more focus on the November elections. He is set to growth his journey, in a purpose of at low 1 travel a 1 week, initially focus on red state wherever more Democratic senators are sensitive. In the upcoming weeks, aides tell, he is poised to back to polar Dakota, Missouri, Indiana and Western Virginia, all state he has already attended. Sames as well eyeing state wherever Republicans candidates person hard more Democratic opponents. How was the instance in Tennessee, wherever the CEO traversed Tuesday to campaigning on name of Representative Marsha Blackburn, who is fleeing to fill in the chair Senator Bob Clincher will annul. Blackburn many faces X more Democratic government. Phil Bredesen, who is deliberate a powerful applicant though in the profound red country. While you win the chairmanship, for several cause you ever end up loser the building, Trump card said supporters in Nashville. I believe which happens is you get smug. He's how smugness how Trump card believes he can changing, calling his supporters to rotate out in November though if they aren't routine intermediate poll voters. The CEO, who receives routine briefings on Senate and building races, is anticipated to growth his journey to 2 or 3 times a 1 week header in the deceased drop, a White's building formal told. Trump card had shown an concern in mobile as lot as 5 times a 1 week in the work up to the drop, but aides offered a cigarette lighter and more than aim plan. With the begin of 2018, Trump card has had a week meet concentrated on the midterm election, normally on Fridays. Via charts, graphs and ladder polls, advisors go him via the area of crucial Senate and building contests. He frequently asks aides how he fared in the relevant districts or state. This Trump card map remnant the largest essential card, a Republic shut to the White's building told. One key Republic terror has been allayed, profound divisions within the side. Trump card has substantially accompanied the line of side leaders, decreasing to pursue the advisor of several external advisors by stimulating incumbents. Pence's part the wide outlines of the White's building's intermediate policy were advanced in January while Trump card, defect CEO Mike Pence and top GOP congressional leaders called for a weekend at Camping David, aides told. It has been enhanced above routine dinners at the White's building, wherever Trump card frequently tells his guests how he believes his chairmanship could break down the way of the side in force loser seats. For how original summit conference, Senate most lead Mitch McConnell laid down out the largest asks necessary to defend the Senate most, and building most lead Kevin McCarthy did the identical for the reduce camera. Pence and Trump card will get on various roles for the midterm election, in Pence focus more than on fundraiser and less campaigning events, a defect president assistant told, though time hard to defend the building most of which is anticipated to be a wavelength of more democratic passion in November. The not departure to see as lot of him making these big events, the assistant told of Pence, who will instead of assist fundraise for a kind of Republic groups, consisting the Republic Domestic Board, the Domestic Republic Congressional Board and country parties. Though preparations for the probable Singapore Summit conference in Kim Jong-un and some overseas politics issues include sidetracked Pence newly of his policy job, the assistant told Pence will footlights up his period on the campaigning path in the week's front. Pence will as well assist lift cash for Large America Board, his policy activity board, and spread checks of how PAC to building Republic candidates. Corey Lewandowski, Trump card's ex-campaigning officer, newly united How force to chamber versus smugness amongst his basis voters. Trump card has increasingly done migration attention of the drop Republic communication, wrongly charging Democrats of protecting forcible gangs love Madam 13 by decreasing to supporting his boundary side in convention. Pence is potential to footlights up exchanging messages on migration and boundary safety as so for forthcoming policy decorum, the defect president assistant told. Packed Sundeck for all of the planner within the White's building and at the Republic Domestic Board, the Sundeck is yet packed versus Republicans the year. One anxiety amongst White's building aides and Republic congressional leaders is smugness amongst building GOP incumbents. The terror amongst lot Republicans is how lawmakers in prudent districts who include never florid hard de-election battles, such as members who rode in on the T-side wavelength of 2010, Dong T completely no fair how hard the policy scenery has be header in November. Not just does Story propose the side of the CEO could miss many decades of seats in the at first intermediate poll of his chairmanship, but Republicans must resist a more democratic basis whose opposition to Trump card has fed the waiting of a upcoming dark blue wavelength. Trump card done precise in Nashville on Tuesday overnight how his supporters must get fired up. The poll is a really essential Trump card said his followers. So you include to get of.